Hello there, Sagittarius. This is your monthly reading for the month of February. So we're going to go into the gemstones and the charms to begin with, and then we've got these 4 decks to gather through. So I want to talk about this gemstone at the moment. I feel like just in general there is a lot of wealth around you, and almost like a solid grounding of wealth. Not necessarily enough to buy a Lambo, but but enough to make you feel secure, enough to make you feel like you've got a solid foundation. And I feel like that's what's heavily coming into you this month, is having having a solid foundation of wealth. I've got my bills paid, I've got my food paid, etc. Solid foundation of wealth. And I do feel like with a little key here, it has been a while coming. You're just starting to unlock that drawer. You're just starting to get the stability. You're still having to be quite humble at the moment. Still on a bit of a journey. We've got this leaf here, which is almost like an ivy leaf. So the first thing that cropped into my head when I saw it was llamas bread. Lord of the Rings llamas bread. And the reason why I say that, it's enough to sustain you. So you only need a little bit to sustain you. And I feel like that's what you need to realise about your money right now. You might not have all that you want, but like the llamas bread, it will sustain you and it will keep you going through the tough times. With the planet here though, I do feel like you're getting more interplanetary downloads. So more downloads from spirit, but not just from terrestrial spirit. I don't usually talk about this, but more like interstellar kind of connections to other worlds, that kind of thing, like aliens, or being drawn to space in general. You may be feeling that a lot this month, but it's almost like one thing I'm getting drawn to the most is there's a saying about some astronauts that have been up in space that said, when you see Earth from space, you no longer see the boundaries of lands, of countries. You start to think of the world as a whole. And I do feel like that's one of the teachings you're having to learn from it, is seeing the universe, seeing all people as part of a whole. Instead of seeing the divisions, you're seeing them more as a whole, as we are all one, we are all part of the same interplanetary, race of people. We're not seeing which country we come from or anything like that. We're starting to see us as a whole, basically. So I'm going to go into these now. I'm just going to move these out. Wait a second. I'm going to start off with this one though. If you are enjoying this, please make sure to give it a like and let me know in the comments though. I do feel like you're quite stuck. It's almost like you're quite reluctant to bring in any new knowledge at the moment. We got the turkey spirits. Give with gratitude and grace. Slow and steady wins the race. So I almost feel like this element here of trying to protect yourself from the world, trying to close yourself off from the world, trying to be protective over yourself, is part and parcel of you trying to make sure that everything is okay, everything is coming forward for you. And I feel like more than anything, there's a little element here of going, can I make sure I'm okay? Can I make sure I'm protected? That kind of thing. And it's almost like this fear of things going badly for you that you're trying to protect yourself from. Don't feel like you need to rush. Yes, you might feel like you need to protect yourself right now from a fear of missing out and having problems and missing out on things. Take things slowly. You'll start to feel way more reassured once you take things slowly. You can start seeing things very slow and steady, slow and steady. We got the bluebird of happiness. Scorpio also got this as well. Focus. The Wizard of the Woods. And we've got the Spirit Guardian of Summer expansion. So I feel like for you, definitely your world, your finances and everything else will be expanding in the summertime. As long as you focus right now focus on your happiness, focus on what makes you happy, where you want to go. this is almost like the slow and steady wins the race kind of thing of like, how do I build up things for the future? How do I build up my life for the future? So that when it gets to the summertime, you've been slowly working on things, slowly work on things, slowly work on things. The thing that's going to mind is like when they say beach bodies are made in the winter, not the summer. You know, by slow and steady improvements to yourself over time, you will end up reaping the benefits like 6 months down the line. And I feel like for you, that's what you need to be focused on. What do I enjoy? What do I want in my life? And then 6 to 12 months down the line, you'll have that because you worked on it now. It's not instant, but it is giving you that saving grace of how do I move forward from here? How do I continue on from here? You know, what do I bring to the table? Balance and spirituality and practice. You're close to achieving your goal. And a new romance cycle begins. So, you are quite close to achieving the goal that you want, but it is slow and steady. It's those like months of doing the same thing over and over again, doing the improvements, doing the hard work. With the balance and spirituality and practicality, you are going to need some more time, I feel like, to indulge in your spiritual side. So either meditation, grounding, long walks, whatever you feel like gives you that. You're going to have to start to indulge in it because you're really not at the place where you are able to indulge in it yet, which is a bit of an issue. And I do feel like for many of you, there is a new romance cycle either beginning this month or a new stage in the romance cycle. The only reason why I'm reluctant to say that it will be for everybody, I feel like some of you know who you want this romance cycle to be with, but you're a little bit scared, a little bit reluctant to actually chase after them or to go after them. So bear that in mind, because I do feel like you could have a really happy ending with them, but you're a little bit reluctant to do it, you know, a little bit too cautious to do it. So that's kind of holding you back a little bit here, so bear that in mind. I do feel like this is a whole new cycle though that will allow you to kind of really see things from a new perspective, but I'd be really cautious and careful about it, because I do feel like there is an element here of your, you know, trying to run before you can walk kind of thing with a romance cycle. Just go and admit how you feel to them without worrying about it too much, or just embrace this new cycle in it. Because many of you are trying to work out where the romance will go 5-10 years down the line, and you don't need that right now. You know, you need to just take a step back and enjoy it and embrace it. I'm going to go a little bit more into the tarot though. You are getting a lot of security here coming in financially, and this is because of your hard work. This is definitely not like a sudden boon of money. This is like your hard work is paying off, your hard work is progressing forward. With the Ace of Swords here, there is a lot of insecurities at play that is messing with that a little bit, and this is almost like you stopping as soon as you're getting some success. You will be offered a lot of financial improvements, but there is a lack of communication. There is issues with communication here. And I feel like more than anything with the Five of Cups, there is this sadness here attached to it. Like you're kind of overwhelming yourself a little bit with sadness. And realistically, you're kind of isolating yourself. I feel like if you choose not to isolate yourself, you choose to become part of the group, part of the team. And work on those insecurities, work on that in self-improvement and stopping yourself from cutting people off, then you'll be able to progress forward quite well. But like I said, there is a risk here of you kind of like getting to negative thought cycles and cutting off other people around you, which will kind of stagnate you quite a bit. So do be aware of that, because I do feel like it will stop you from progressing a little bit. Alright, I hope that's helped you out, and please do let me know in the comment section if you've enjoyed this.